Fancy a game of Gwent? Well, I hope so, because surprise, there's a new standalone single player expansion called Gwent Rogue Mage. It follows the story of mages Alzur and Lily, who first created the witches, which gave me enough well-voiced story and character to make me care just that little bit more about all the card battling. If you've never played Gwent, here are the basics. At the end of a game, the numbers on your cards need to add up to a bigger number than the numbers on the cards your opponent has. Cards also usually have some kind of ability to change those numbers, like a way to attack opposing cards to lower their numbers, or boosting friendly cards to raise their numbers. Really, it's all about synergizing your deck so that each card's abilities work well together. For example, this card will attack whenever it's boosted, and this card will constantly boost the card to its right. Put them together, and that's some good synergy right there. And there's a decent but not overwhelming selection of cards too, which open up a few potential playstyles. It makes for a simple to understand, but oh so satisfying battler. The big change in Rogue Mage though is that you don't really build your own deck or collect cards. Instead, you simply get a pre-made deck that you take into each run, which is then supplemented with random card drops along the way. And when your run's over, all those cards you got are reset and you start from scratch. However, you do get the option to pick one key card, which can evolve when you beat epic fights. You can also pick one potion to get a perk, and you can assign 3 spells for your mage to cast, which can have a variety of powerful effects. Oh yeah, you have a mage now. Your mage can cast 1 spell per turn, but spells cost energy, which doesn't regenerate over the course of a run, so you'll have to spend it wisely. Which did mean I found myself mostly ignoring my mage, saving them for particularly tough battles, where they can be absolute lifesavers. It's a great addition to the game, not getting in the way of the core mechanics, but is also game-changing just when you need it to be. Once you load out your deck, you're thrown into a randomly generated map, which lets you pick from several paths that all lead towards a boss battle. Along with battles, you'll find a range of things along the paths, from treasure chests, stones of power, and random events, which can provide a range of useful boons, although not without some risk. And if your run goes well, hopefully you'll be powerful enough to beat the boss at the end, and then you get to move on to the next map and next boss. But lose even one fight, and it's back to the lab, where you'll level up to unlock new decks, cards, and spells based on how well you did. I certainly enjoyed Rogue Mage's spin on the Gwent formula, and found myself happily playing through run after run, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't miss having more control over my actual deck. Defeats and victories often felt they came about more due to the luck of a run than my skill. But it's a challenge I happily took up again and again. Gwent Rogue Mage is a solid twist on the Gwent formula. While the rogue-lite elements don't necessarily make it my favourite version of Gwent, they do change it up just enough to make it new and different, which kept me coming back. I think anyone who's ever fancied a game of Gwent will fancy this for more than a few rounds. Play.
101, 102, 103.